Welcome to Gautam classes, students. Today's our topic Bohr's model and its application. You know that once Rutherford model is failed, the new model is came under use. That atomic model name was the Bohr's model. So in that atomic model, we are going to study about properly energy level of the energy level of the orbit. Those are present in our atoms, as well as we will try to understand what about the spectrum and how this spectrum is occurring. These all things one by one we are going to discuss in that topic. So look, this Bohr's model is given by the Niels Bohr, and he told that in a Rutherford model, what was the problem? Rutherford is told that only those are the electron they are revolving around the nucleus. But if they are revolving around the nucleus, so according to the James Maxwell, that means Maxwell electromagnetic theory, what he is telling, if any a positively charged particle is moving around a particular point, so what will happen at a certain time? It will fall down. But this thing is not happening with the electron. Why this thing is not happening? That was unable to explain about the Rutherford. But this thing fantastically explained by the Bohr. What Bohr told that those are the electrons, they are revolving around the nucleus, and they are revolving around the nucleus as like as Earth is revolving around the sun. So when Earth is revolving around the sun, there are two forces acting. One is the centrifugal force and second one is the centripetal force. Centripetal force means electrostatic attraction between nucleus and electron. That is our nucleus. This one is the electron. And centrifugal force. Same force is acting on away from the nucleus. So just to imagine, there are two two child. One child is here, second child is here. Both are shaking the hand, and then after that they are starting. That means by the same force, this child is going in this side. By the same force, that child is going in this side. That means they are going opposite to each other, but they are not leaving their hand. So ultimately, what will happen? They will start moving in a certain circle, and their center will be the same. So this movement is going on only because of these two forces. Which one? Attraction force and centrifugal force. So those electrons revolving around the nucleus, there are two forces acting at force of attraction and centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is like our Coulombic force of attraction that we are writing by the kz e square upon r square mv square upon r. So in that, what about the Z? Z is our atomic number. Atomic number. What about the E? That is the charge on the electron. Charge on the electron. What about the R? R is the distance between electron and nucleus. Distance between electron and nucleus. What about the M? M is mass on electron. Mass on electron, and v is the velocity by which velocity by which electron is revolving around the nucleus revolving around the nucleus. This thing. So that all thing hope this thing is clear. And k is our Coulombic force, Coulombic constant. What is that? K is our Coulombic constant. This thing. And here f I mentioned that F is nothing but that is the Coulombic force of attraction. As you know that Coulombic force of attraction is acting between two different charged particles. So here in a chemistry we are going to consider nucleus is the positive charged particle and electron is the negatively charged particle, and they are having the electrostatic force of attraction. And look, inside the atom there is a several number of energy level is present. Those are called the orbit. But electron is not revolving in all that orbit. It is revolving only in particular orbit. Those orbit having the angular momentum h upon 2 pi. What is it? Those angular momentum is the integral multiple of h upon 2 pi value. Only in that orbit electron is revolving. Okay, so that means we can write here mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi. So here what is the m? M is mass on electron, mass on electron. What about the v? V is velocity of the electron. And what about the r? R is the distance between nucleus and electron. What is the distance between nucleus and electron? What about the n? That is the very important. That is our principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. That is also we can say that number of orbit. What we can say that number of orbit. So MVR is equal to NH upon 2 pi, that those are having the integral multiple of H upon 2 pi value only on that electron is revolving, and other than those are the orbit, their electron is not revolving. During the revolution, electron is following the circular path. What circular path? So based on that, once question is asked in Ames 2000, what they asked? According to Bohr's theory, the angular momentum of an electron in fifth orbit is. So you know that just now I told that what is the formula for finding the angular momentum. So angular momentum we are writing mvr is equal to what? nh upon 2 pi. Where what is the n? N is our number of orbit. Number of orbit. So number of orbit, what is given here? Fifth. So directly we can write 5 h upon 2 pi. That means we can say here 2.5 h upon pi. So which one is the correct answer in that case? 2.5 h upon pi. So D is our correct answer. So hope everybody got the idea. Our third postulate of the Bohr's model. Look, just now I told that electron only revolving around those orbit. Those are the integral multiple of the angular momentum n h upon 2 pi. What is h upon 2 pi? These orbit we are telling as a stationary orbits. These orbit we are telling as a stationary orbit. Because of their energy always constant, their energy is not going to change. That is why we are telling stationary orbit. And each and individual stationary orbit is associated with certain amount of energy. What is that? Those are the stationary orbit. It is associated with certain amount of energy, that is called the energy level. What is that? Energy level. And these energy level we are representing by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, or we can represent by the K, L, M, N and so on, like that. So look here, that means those are the energy level we can represent by the number, as well as we can represent by the alphabetical order, that is alphabet K, L, M, N. That is the nucleus. And one thing, when we are going away from the nucleus, what is happening? Those are the size of the orbit, it is increasing. Next thing is coming, ongoing away from the nucleus, energy of the orbit is increasing, but difference between two successive energy level is decreasing. So ongoing away from the nucleus, what is happening? Those are the energy of the individual orbit that is increasing. Suppose that that is our nucleus. Okay, that is the first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, like that. So if this one I am writing E1, this one E2, that one E3, this one E4, E5, E6, E7, like that. So ongoing away from the nucleus, actually what is happening? Ongoing away from the nucleus, energy of the individual orbit is decreasing. What is that? Energy of the individual orbit is decreasing. No, no, sorry, I told just opposite. On going away from the nucleus, energy of the individual orbit is increasing, not decreasing. So what about the energy order here? We can write E1 less than E2 less than E3 less than E4 less than E5 and so on. That is the energy. But beta, one more thing, you know that those are the energy difference between two successive energy level. What is the means of two successive energy level? That means E2 minus E1. When we are writing E2 minus E1, so here I am going to write the delta E1. Then after that, what is delta E2? That is second energy difference. After that, delta E3, then delta E4, then delta E5. So beta, those I am writing the E1. That means what we can write here? We can write the E2 minus E1. What about the E2 here? That we are writing the E3 minus E2. What about here? Here we are writing E4 minus E5. Here we are writing E5 minus E4. Here we can write E6 minus E5, like that. So this is the thing. So actually in that, what is happening when we are going away from the nucleus, those are the energy difference, it is decreasing. That means delta E1 is greater than delta E2, delta E3, delta E4, delta E5 and so on. So that is the energy order. So hope everybody got the idea. When we are going away from the nucleus, energy of the individual orbit is increasing, but those are the energy difference between two successive energy level that is decreasing. After that, one more thing I can discuss here. Suppose that there is a one energy level, this one, that one, that one, that one. Or better, I will show the different thing. By that you will understood easily. That is the one energy level. This one is the second energy level. Here I am representing by the E1. This one is a E2. Any electron is present here. Those are present in the ground state. Here we are going to supply some h nu amount of energy. What will happen? Those electrons present in the ground state, it will go into the excited state. So by that, what will happen? This electron will jump into that higher energy level. So if somebody is asking what is the energy between these energy difference between these two energy level? So energy difference always we are finding by the final minus initial. What is that? Here we can write delta E. So delta E we can write E2 minus E1. What is we can write? E2 minus E1. So E2 minus E1, that is the energy difference between these two energy level. That means this much amount of energy is required to excite the electron from ground energy level E1 to energy level E2. This much energy is needed. after certain time what will happen, whatever energy, whatever electron is jump into that excited state, once again it will return back. So when it is returning back into its initial state, what will happen, it will emit some energy, but and that emission will takes place in form of spectrum, in form of spectrum, which is called what, emission spectrum. Actually emission and absorption spectrum, that I am going to teach the individual, I will make a lecture. So here just a simple thing is that how we are going to find out the energy difference between two successive energy level, that is the final minus initial. So beta, there is a application of the Bohr's model in that very important thing, to find the Bohr's radius, to find the Bohr's radius. So whatever Bohr's radius we are going to find out here, that is only applicable for the hydrogen-like species. What is it? Only applicable for the, only applicable for the hydrogen-like species, or hydrogen. Hydrogen-like species or hydrogen itself. So thing is coming, actually what is the hydrogen-like species? That means those are having the only one electron, that is called the hydrogen-like species. So in that, what is the n? N is our number of orbit. What is the number of orbit? Or we can say that principal quantum number. What we can say that principal quantum number. What about the Z? Z is our atomic number. Z is atomic number. If suppose that there are two hydrogen-like species is given, that A and B, and they are asking what is the ratio for them. What is the ratio for them? If suppose that there is a n value is different and z value is also different, so for that we are going to consider R1. For this we are going to consider R2. Okay, and suppose that here those are given that principal quantum number. This is the n1 and here n2, and here z value is also changing. For example, here is given that for the here also we are considering z1, here also we are considering z2. So what is the ratio between these two? So if we are going to write the R1, what we can write? 0.529 N1 square upon Z1. What about here for the R2? We can write 0.529 N2 square upon Z2. We can take the ratio. So R1 upon R2, what will come? This both value will cancel. So directly we are going to write the N1 square upon Z1. Then after that, what is here? N2 square upon Z2. So Z2 will go up. That means we can write R1 upon R2, and here N1 square upon N2 square into Z2 upon Z1. So like that thing. So hope all the students got the idea when they are asking comparison between two species radius. So we can apply that formula, and this formula you have to keep in your mind. And one more thing, you can get the idea. If n value is going to increase, by increasing the n value, what about the rn value? Rn value is also increasing. That means by going away from the nucleus, our atomic by going away from the nucleus, those are the size of the orbit that is increasing. What is if principal quantum number is increasing, so size of the orbit is also increasing. So based on that, one question is asking JEE Main 2019. That was the question here. The ground state energy of hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 electron volt. The energy of second excited state of helium ion in electron volt is. So beta, there is one thing you have to keep in your mind. If suppose that question is asking first excited state, what is that? First excited state. First excited state in the sense those are the n value that we have to take 2. Second excited state means here we have to take n value 3. You know why? That is the ground state. This one is the first excited state. This one is the second excited state. Because if any electron is going to excite, definitely it will excite from first energy level to second. Further it is going to excite, then after that it will excite from second to third energy level, like that. And for the ground state, energy is given that minus 13.6. He is asking energy of the second excited state. That means n is equal to 3. For that we are going to find out. So for the ground state, he is given that for the hydrogen, and we are going to find out for the helium. That means E3 for the helium plus what we are going to write, minus 13.6 Z square upon N square. But ground state energy of the hydrogen atom, actually that thing I will explain. Firstly I have to explain this energy, then you will understood better. That question is the better here. Which hydrogen like species will have the same radius as that of the Bohr orbit of hydrogen? Beta, those were the first question I explained. Actually before that I have to give you idea what is the energy of the hydrogen like species. That is the best question here. That is asked in JEE Main 2004. What was the question? No, that is the advanced question, 1 marks. Which hydrogen like species will have the same radius as that of the Bohr radius of the hydrogen? So look, what is the formula for finding the Bohr radius? That is the Rn is equal to 0.529 n square upon z. So for the hydrogen like species, you know that for the hydrogen, what is the electronic configuration? 1s1. So n is equal to 1. And what about the z? Z is equal to also 1. That means here R1 for the hydrogen, what we can write? We can write 0.529 angstrom. So we are going to check which one having the same value. Firstly, we are going to check for the A. So for that A, R2, what is it? 0.529 here n square upon z. So beta here what is given that n value? N value is given that 2. So 0.529 and n 2 is 4 we can write. And what about the lithium? Lithium atomic number is 3. We can write 3. We are going to find for the this one. So R2 is equal to 0.529. Here is also we can write the 4, and beryllium having the 4 atomic number. This thing. We are going to find out the C option. Here R2 is equal to what? 0.529 4, and also atomic number of helium. What is that? Atomic number of the helium, that is the 2, because we are writing here 2He4. 0.529 4 by 2. And one more thing for the lithium, what we are going to write. For the lithium we can write R3 is equal to 0.529, and because of the n values given here 3, so what we can say here 9. And atomic number in that case, you know why? What is the atomic number of the lithium? That is the 3. So we can write 3. So by that you can check here 4 is coming and here also 4 is coming. So 4 will cancel out or not? Look, if 4 will cancel out, so directly we can write the 0.529 angstrom. So look, this value and that value, they both are the same or not? So that means which one is our correct answer? B is our correct answer. So like that question is coming in our exam. Next concept is coming Bohr's energy. So Bohr's energy also we are going to find out hydrogen like species. So hydrogen like species, as you know that those are having the one electron, that is the hydrogen like species. So once energy we are going to find out in joule per atom, so that is the minus 21.69 10 to power minus 19 z square upon n square. Either we can find out in electron volt, so minus 13.6 z square upon n square. So beta one thing is clear from here, on increasing the n value, what is it? On increasing the n value, what thing is increasing? By increasing the n value, our e value, energy value is increasing or decreasing? On increasing the n value, so energy is increasing, because of if negative value is going to decrease, definitely e value is increasing. So on increasing the principal quantum number, energy is going to increase. On decreasing the n value, what about the energy? Energy will also decrease. Suppose we are going to write for the two different species, and those are having the two species is similar. Suppose that we are finding for the hydrogen, okay, in that hydrogen. So definitely hydrogen having the same atomic number one, but here condition is different for the quantum number. That means here number of cell. So in the first condition, if n value is given here, uh, n1, in the second condition if n value is given here n2, so beta what about the energy? Here e1, and in that case e2. So what about their ratio? Their ratio we can write the e1 upon e2 is equal to what? n2 upon n1 whole square. This we can say that when this expression is correct, when z value is same. If suppose that z value is not same, z value is different, so for that if z is vary, if z is going to vary, so for that if for the first one z1 and second one is the z2, so what we can say here, e1 upon e2, we can write in that case n2 upon n1 to power 2 into what we can say that here we can say that z1 upon z2 square, like that. So hope you all got the idea. So now beta I can explain that question whatever I left this one. So you know that what is the energy of finding this one, that is the minus 13.6 z square upon n square, that is in electron volt, because of he is asking what is the answer in electron volt. So he's asking for the second excited state, that means he's asking for the n is equal to 3. And what is the atomic number of the helium? Helium atomic number is 2. So everything we can place here. So E3 helium ion minus 13.6, 2 to power 2 and 3 to power, what we can say that 2 to power 2 and 3 to power 2. That is the minus 13.6, 2 2s are 4, and what about here 3 3s are 9. And after the calculation, what answer we are going to get? I am doing a calculation here. You can, if you are a student, you can also do the calculation. So look, 13.6 into 4, we are going to divide by the 9. Answer will come here 6.04. What answer will come? Minus 6.04 electron volt per atom. So beta, by that which one is our correct answer? Definitely you can say that C is the correct answer, that one. So hope you got the idea what type of question is coming in our exam. Now one more question is given here. Here they are asking The energy of an electron in the first Bohr orbit of the hydrogen is that the possible energy value of the excited state for the electrons in the Bohr orbit of hydrogen. Look here, before question those asked in the 2019, they mentioned for the helium. Here they didn't mention. Here they are asking excited state for the electron in Bohr's orbit of the hydrogen. If excited state, that means definitely they are asking the first excited state. So you know that for the hydrogen, uh, there is only one electron. What about that electronic configuration? That is the 1s1. So after 1s, which is coming? 2s coming. So if electron is going to jump, electron will jump into the 2. So what about the n value here? N, we can say that 2. That means first excited state means for what he is asking? He is asking for the second energy level. And first energy level is given that means ground energy level is given this thing. So directly, and for the hydrogen, what is the atomic number? That is the one. We can write here E2 hydrogen minus 13.6 Z square upon N square. So minus 13.6. So 1 square upon 2 square. So minus 13.6 upon what we can say that 4. And here 1. So what will come here? 4 3s are 12 and 4 4s are 16. So that means directly answer is came here 3.4 electron volt. So which one is our correct answer? A is the correct answer. So look, that means in our JEE exam question is repeating, but they are changing the value. Like here in 2019 they asked for the helium. Here they asked for the hydrogen itself. But concept is the same. So hope student that lecture will be the useful for you. And if you want to get such type of lecture again and again continuously, so please subscribe my channel. Thank you.